Target sir likely to merge 3 in November, turn right heading 010.
010, 7738 November.
Expedite your turn.
Expediting 7738 November.
If there is one thing I know, it's that every single flight is different. Today we're flying to an uncontrolled airport, and let's just say things got interesting when I tried to cancel IFR.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Kay in Little Red. It is a beautiful day to fly here in Houston, so I just filed a flight plan. We're going to fly at 6,000 feet to H.H. Caulfield Regional Airport in Rockdale, Texas. Good afternoon, Sugarland, Cherokee 7738 November. I'd like to pick up IFR to Romeo Charlie Kilo, please.
Cherokee 7738 November, Sugarland ground clear to Romeo Charlie Kilo Airport. Via radar vectors, College Station direct. Maintain 2,000. Expect 6,000. 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 123.8. Squawk 4615.
Okay, cleared to Romeo Charlie Kilo via radar vectors to College Station, then direct. Climb maintain 2,000, expect 6,000 within 10 minutes. Frequency 123.8, squawk 4615 for 7738 November.
Cherokee 38 November, read back correct.
Perfect. 4615. There we go. We're going to climb and maintain 2,000. And if I'm not mistaken, we are using runway 35, so we'll bug that heading now, just so we are ahead of the game. And Sugarland ground, Cherokee 7738 November will be holding short of Foxtrot, and I've got the weather ready to taxi.
Cherokee 7738 November, Sugarland ground, runway 35, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha.
35 via Foxtrot Alpha 7738 November. Thank you. Clear and clear. All right, it's almost like my little catchphrase. I did get the tanks topped off today. That way I don't have to worry about getting fuel at my next stop. So I have 25 gallons in each tank, a total of 50 gallons, and that gives me 5 hours of flight time. Overall, right now, our flight to our destination, H.H. Caulfield Regional. If I say it enough, I'll never forget it. It should be about 50 to 55 minutes, give or take. I filed for 6,000 feet. That way I wouldn't have to deal with a crazy headwind. But it is looking like the winds are shifting a little bit, so we will adjust that as necessary. Flight control check. Tail is up, tail is down, and freedom of movement. Left aileron is up, right aileron is down in a left turn. Right aileron is up, left aileron is down in a right turn. Rudders and brakes were working during taxi. Mixture is best power, primer is in and locked, RPM's 2,000. There we go. Right magneto check. Small drop, all gauges remain in the green, engine sounds great. No big red X's. Back to both here. There we go, come back up to 2,000, looks good. Left magneto check now. Looks just as good. Fluctuating a little bit due to the wind, but that's okay. All gauges are still in the green. Again, no big red X's, and engine sounds great. Back to both. Fantastic. Carb heat on. Small drop there, about 30 to 40 RPM, which is great. Carb heat right back off. And power down to idle to ensure the airplane continues to run within a safe RPM range. Sugarland Tower, Cherokee 7738 November, holding short 35, ready for departure.
Cherokee 7738 November, Sugarland Tower, hold short runway 35, landing traffic.
Hold short 35 for landing traffic, 7738 November. Okay. Now it's going to get toasty quick.
Cherokee 7738 November, Sugarland Tower, runway 17, clear for takeoff. Fly runway heading, maintain 2,000.
Just verifying that was clear for takeoff for 35, correct, for 7738 November?
Runway 35, clear for takeoff, runway heading, maintain 2,000.
Runway 35 cleared for takeoff, runway heading, maintain 2,000, 7738 November, thanks. He said 17 originally. Here we go. Final is clear, runway is clear and looking good. Awesome. Full power. speed's alive. All gauges are in the green and looking good. And rotate. One of the windiest takeoffs I've had in a while.
November, contact Houston departure. See you.
Over to departure. Talk to you soon. 773 November. 123.8, 1,000 feet to go. Heading 350. Good afternoon, departure Cherokee 773 November. Checking in, climb through 1,100, heading 350.
Sir, 7738 November, Houston departure. Your radar contact, maintain 2000.
Maintain 2,000, 773 November. Alright, autopilot on, heading mode active. I've got it, I might as well use it. Let's do our climb at about 115 or so. Oh yeah, we're gonna bump around real good today. Nice. Electric fuel pump off, fuel pressure remains in the green, looks good. Landing light off. All your gauges are in the green. CHT 409. And fuel looks good too. Nice. Climbing out of those bumps, exactly what I was hoping to see, so that's good news. 200 feet to go until we reach our selected altitude. If you didn't know, that's what that loud beeping sound indicates. And we're gonna get there pretty darn quick. And by quick, I mean now. That was what, 6 seconds? There's our 2,000. I'm gonna pull some of that power back and just see what this is looking like. Not gonna lean out my mixture quite yet. Autopilot came up by about 20 feet, so right now we're screaming trying to get back down to that 2,000. I love flying. Probably a good thing Allie's not on this flight. I don't know if she would like it. Although she did much better on the flight home. And if you haven't seen those videos, you should watch them. Alright, still keeping an eye out for traffic. Looks like we're good on the iPad and on my GPS, but looking out the window, just keeping an eye. Got a mighty big bird right above us. Please don't dive. I do not feel like dealing with that today. Thank you.
03 November, proceed direct to College Station, VOR.
Proceed direct College Station, VOR, 773 November.
06 Mike, traffic 9 to 10 o'clock, 4 miles southwestbound.
Not too shabby. We're going to turn a little bit here to our left. Now it might be a little bit more bumpy. I feel like anytime I get a turn super early, especially on such a quick flight, it's always super bumpy that direction. I was right. Oh well. Well, we're currently level at 2,000. I have RPM set at 2,500. We're still going 137 indicated, 123 over the ground. So we do have a little bit of a headwind, which hopefully we'll be able to climb out of that once we start making our way towards 6,000, which is what we filed for. But right now for 94 nautical miles, it says 55 minutes to our destination. So I would like to speed up, but I'm not going to burn a whole bunch of fuel, and I do not find it necessary to lean at 2,000 when I know I'm going to be climbing soon. And we want to get up higher anyways. One, the views are better, and two, it gives us a much bigger safety margin. The weather tried to move in on us, but I think we sent it away fast enough, so that was good. When I first got to the airport, it was 64 degrees, and it was bright blue skies and sunny, but it was super, super windy. In fact, and I will talk about this a little bit more, I absolutely shattered the back of my iPhone. That wasn't planned. Yeah, that was fun. I can't wait to find out how much that's going to cost to fix, but worth it. Worth it. Fine. A little bit busier over here than I expected, but not too shabby. For this part of the video, I'm going to disable stabilization so you can actually see how bouncy and how bumpy it really is up here. Because I get comments all the time and it's like, oh, it wasn't even that windy, it wasn't even that turbulent. Trust me, my stabilization is very good on these cameras.
3020. 3020, 6
It's 56 degrees up here. I may actually have to close my air vents. That's a bit surprising. Well, even though we're at about 2450 to 2500 RPMs or so, we're still burning between 10 and 11 gallons per hour, which isn't too bad. I do not love being at 2000, so I am going to request here shortly if he does not tell us to climb, I'm going to ask to go, even if it's just 1,000 feet higher. I feel like if you ask any pilot, they will tell you their favorite parts of the actual flight are the takeoff and getting up to altitude, and then descending and coming in to land. Everything in between is just kind of meh. At least in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you disagree. Alright, we are getting close to being totally out from underneath that class Bravo, so hopefully that is when they are going to clear us to climb. I was hoping. Approach Turkey 7738 November, request.
Air 7738 November, what's your request?
Just like to get a little higher when you have the time for 7738 November, please.
Air 38 November, I'll fire in about 6 miles just intercontinental lane to the east. All the jets descend at 3,000 feet for about 30 miles to the west of intercontinental.
Roger that, no props, 7738 November, thanks. I did something funny. I was flying back from, I don't even remember where, and I gave you a description of what I was talking about, and then I went, boom! I have reasoning for the things I do. It's just another one of those instances. Gotta love it. Alright, he said 6 miles, so we should be getting a little closer to being able to climb. In the meantime, though, we have burned 30 minutes worth of fuel, so I'm going to turn my electric fuel pump on. My fuel pressure is in the green, so that looks great. Bring this over here to my left tank. Fuel pressure remains in the green. Electric fuel pump off. And fuel pressure stays in the green. I'll take it. And we have 44 minutes till we get to our destination, so realistically I will switch tanks regardless of what the number says because I do want to land with my fullest tank. So I maintain 3,000, 7738 November. We got 1,000 feet, that's better than nothing. I was hoping for better, but that's still better than nothing. Let's do another climb at 115. Oh baby, Little Red wants to climb today. Climbing 1,000 feet per minute right now. There we go. There's our 500. Alright, I want to see that wind direction either change or decrease in velocity. Fingers crossed. Ooh, we have some rain. Give Little Red a little plane wash. I like it.
38 November, you can proceed direct to your destination.
Direct destination, 7738 November, thank you. Sweet.
Airport Quebec here. Last traffic call before our 60 tower is 10 o'clock, 2 miles southeast bound, citation 3,000.
Nav mode. Ooh, we have a lot more rain. And I did a full weather brief. By the way, that loud beeping sound we just heard once again indicates we are 200 feet away from our selected altitude, even though we climbed that 200 feet really fast and we're now leveling off at 3,000. Looking out, I do not see any rain. It is a little bit more calm up here though, so let's lean out our mixture. We can always re-lean it when we continue that climb up to 6. There's that engine roughness. There we go. RPMs are set to roughly 2,500 and we're burning between 8.5 and 9 gallons per hour, so that works for me for right now. Indicate airspeed 130, ground speed 127, so definitely helped us climbing even just that 1,000 feet, which is awesome. Really, really good news. All other gauges are in the green, everything is looking great. And our estimated time to destination dropped to 39 minutes, so that's good news. I like it.
06 Houston approach, area altimeter 3019er.
Got a little bit of traffic out here, but not much. Temperature is 50 degrees and I just closed my air vent. I actually got colder a lot faster than I thought I was going to.
3 November, climb maintain 4,000, contact departure 134.3.
134.3, climb maintain 4,000, 773 November, have a good one. 134.3, got that, continue our climb. Let's do probably 120 because it's only another 1,000 feet. Mixture back to full rich. Increasing that power. 1,000 feet to go. Good afternoon, approach Cherokee 7738 November, checking in, climb through 3,200 for 4.
November 773 November, Houston approach, the College Station altimeter 3023.
3023, 7738 November. 500 feet to go. Still no traffic anywhere. Fore flight looks good. GPS looks good. Out the window looks good. Awesome. All right, there is our 4,000. So I'm going to pull some of this power back. Pull that mixture back again. There's that engine roughness. The power is back.
Remember, advise when you have the weather at your destination or nearest airport weather with your approach request.
Roger, I'll advise 7738 November, thank you. Let's see, 118.67.
37 Papa, confirm that's call sign. Alrighty, I appreciate that.
Okay, so I can hear it and I can make it out, but it's very, very faint. So we'll try it again. We're 52 nautical miles away, so we'll try that again here probably in about 10 miles and see as we get a little bit closer if that will get easier to understand. But all I was trying to tell you earlier, because apparently this is going to be a very quick, busy flight, is if you haven't already seen it, I want you to go and check it out on Pilot Debrief right here on YouTube. But there is actually a video that Hoover did of me and how I handled my emergency. So I want to give him a huge, huge shout out. I really appreciate him taking the time. So if you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in so you can watch it. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I did.
Visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 19er, dew point 2, altimeter 3024. RNAV approach, ILS approaching use, landing and departing runway 35.
Okay. That works. So winds are coming from 030, 10 gusting 19 at College Station, which again is not far at all from our destination. And our runways are going to be 35 and 17. So we will definitely plan on using runway 35.
38 November, you just want the visual approach, RCK?
Affirmative for 7738 November, just got the nearest weather. Alright, so on my last few videos, I have gotten a ton of questions about this, so I thought I would go ahead and let you know. I am still in the process of looking for a new airplane. I have kind of fluctuated with, like, specifically what airplane I'm looking for, so I just have a list of my wants versus my needs, and then my non-negotiables, of course, which I guess is kind of the same thing as a need. But I have been looking at a few different options. I may or may not be going to look at one here this week, so I will, of course, keep you posted. But I'm really excited. This will be a new chapter in my life, and I am still hoping to get more time both in the helicopter and the King Air. Plus, I got a few other things up my sleeve, so to speak, so definitely stay tuned. So we'll go ahead and do a quick check-in. We have 22 minutes until we get to our destination, aka 41 nautical miles. Our RPMs are set between, I had it set at 2600 and then it went up to 2650. It's just kind of changing with the winds, which is totally cool. So right now RPMs are 2620. All gauges are in the green and looking fantastic. We have 23 gallons left in our left tank and 20 gallons in our right, which is perfect. Our CHT is 393. Our indicated airspeed is 135 miles per hour and ground speed is 128, so not too shabby. We are still only at 4,000 feet. I do not foresee climbing up to 6,000 feet to descend in another 10 minutes, so I think this is where we're going to stay. It's a little bumpy, but it's actually not that bad. And not to mention, it's actually not super busy. I think everybody was looking at the same weather I was earlier, and I waited it out, and a lot of people actually went home, so it kind of worked out for us. I think so. I think that's pretty cool. I took a look. There is not really a whole lot over here that I can use either pilotage or dead reckoning on. So my plan is to come in and try to find the East Yagua. Oh wow, I'm gonna butcher this. East Yagua Creek. We'll see. It hasn't rained all that much lately, so I don't even know if I'll be able to see it. And or obviously the heavily populated area, which is the city of Rockdale. So worst case, if we fly directly over the airport, then we can always come back. And I don't see anybody over there anyway, so we should be good. I am going to go ahead and get set up kind of to come in to land at this airport. So again, traffic pattern altitude is going to be 1,474 feet. So we're going to round up to 1,500 feet. Their CTAF frequency, so I can talk to other pilots, will be 122.9er. So I'll put that in here. I don't foresee switching frequencies up until I need to for that, but worst case scenario, I can always put it back in if I need to. One thing a lot of you have been asking me, I read the comments. I unfortunately don't have enough time to respond to every single one, but every single one of them makes me smile, so I do appreciate those of you that do leave comments on every single one of my videos about why I don't show what I do after I land. So I have decided to take that into account, and while I won't be doing that on this channel, I started a brand new channel called Kay's Great Getaway, where you will actually be able to see what I do after I land. So the first video I actually posted was with my friend Allie. A lot of you loved her, which I totally get. She's gorgeous and she's the absolute sweetest, of us exploring and walking around Riverwalk in San Antonio. So if you want to see more of those kinds of adventures and less of the airplane, then definitely check out that channel too. I would really appreciate it. So one thing I think is actually kind of funny is earlier when air traffic control was asking me to let him know what approach I wanted, he must not have a lot of IFR traffic fly into this airport because this airport doesn't have approaches. So it was going to be a visual regardless. But since I hadn't picked up the weather yet anyway, I figured I would just let him know when I told him I had the weather. And then he beat us to the punch anyway. Totally worked out. Love when that happens.
November 7738 November, pilot's discretion, descend and maintain 2000.
Pilot's discretion, descend, maintain 2000, 773 November, thank you. So he said pilot's discretion, so I am going to put it in here so we can start that descent down to 2000, but we are not going to do 500 feet per minute because we just don't need to yet. And the higher up that we stay, the easier it's going to be to actually spot the airport. Not seeing a whole lot of traffic over here, so we might get lucky and have the airport to ourselves, which would be super ideal. And I am going to enrich my mixture just slightly here. A lot bumpier down here. Looking out, I do not see anything that looks like a runway. I do not see a city, and I definitely do not see the river I was looking for. So, finding this airport might give us a little trouble, but that's okay. We're good.
Army 20600, roger, you can proceed direct KO, expect November 7738 November, traffic north 3 miles, currently eastbound, indicates 1,800, top unknown.
Roger, I'll be looking for traffic, 7738 November, thanks. The nice thing about coming out to these airports is when we depart, I don't have to sit around and wait for clearance. I can just file on the ground, take off VFR, visual flight rules, you know, looking out the window, all that jazz, keeping an eye out for traffic, and then just pick up my clearance in the air, which I actually really like to do. I prefer to do that when I fly out of these smaller airports when I can. We are going to, so we're currently descending down to 2,000 as requested from ATC. We're going through 2,500 right now, so we have 500 more feet to lose. And we're actually going to...
Boston, you see your destination airport, RCK, at 12 o'clock and 15 miles.
Roger, I will advise as soon as I get the airport in sight, 7738 November. Anyways, we're going to stay at 2,000 feet since we are going to be crossing over midfield to enter that teardrop entry for left downwind for runway 35. So that is my intention. As soon as I get the field in sight, we will go ahead and switch over to our CTAF frequency. That way we can talk to any pilots that might be on frequency, especially in that area. 200 feet to go until we reach our selected altitude. Yes, that does actually go off when you are descending to your altitude as well as obviously climbing. Which I think is nice because if I was in like crazy clouds and crazy turbulence, it would be a nice little reminder. Now I do see a break in the field, but I think that's going to be too close to where we are currently, so that should not be the runway. Go full rich here, bring in some extra power and take a look.
773 November, your destination airport's northwest and 9 miles.
Roger, still looking, 7738 November. I look out the window and I can tell where it is supposed to be, but I just don't see any distinctive markings or features of an airport or a runway yet, which is why I am not committing to having the field in sight yet. Probably one of the most annoying things about being a VFR pilot. This is why I like shooting instrument approaches when I can. We don't have any MOAs or any other airspace to be worried about right now, so I'm thinking we're going to cancel. That way we can fly VFR.
November 3 in November, do you see the airport yet?
Negative for 773 in November. I will go ahead and cancel with you, though. I'm going to reposition here a little bit, see if I can fly over it first for 773 in November.
Before you go, traffic west, 2 miles westbound, correction northbound indicates 2,800. They do look like they're in the descent. You okay with that? Do you see them out there?
I do not see the traffic, but I do have them on my GPS as well as my iPad, so I'll keep an eye out for them for 773 in November.
Targets are likely to merge, 3 in November, turn right heading 010.
010, 773 in November.
Expedite your turn.
Expediting 773 in November.
773 in November, yeah, they're off your west, 2 miles northeastbound, 2,200 feet, flighting 350.
350 now, 773 in November.
773 in November, just stay at 2,000, let me know when you see them. They're turning around all out there, I just didn't want to let you go into them.
No, I appreciate it. I'll turn to heading 350. I'll let you know when I get them in sight for 773 in November. Thanks.
All right, 3 in November. It looks like they might be doing an approach into the RCK down low. They're 1,600 feet. So you still want to cancel?
Roger, there isn't actually any approaches at this airport, so that's why I was a little confused at what they are doing. I'm going to continue circling this way. I'll fly in behind them, just get on the CTAF, see if I can talk to them.
Okay, I'm not certain if they're going to land over there or not. It just kind of appears that they're going via maybe a downwind pattern or something like that.
Roger. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll switch to CTAF, see if I can get in touch with them, but I'll go ahead and cancel with you now. I appreciate your help. 773 in November.
Welcome, 3 in November. Cancellation received. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Figure change approved. Take care.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved, and I'll talk to you guys again in a bit. 773 in November. Thanks. Caulfield Regional Airport is... on frequency by chance? Alright, looks like I'm clear of him. That was a very interesting entry into the traffic pattern. I was a little confused as to what they were actually doing. I still don't even know that they know what they're doing, to be honest. They're 500 feet below us, and it looks like they might be going in to try to land on 17. Caulfield traffic, Cherokee 7738 November. Currently doing a couple of 360s to find out what 30 is doing. Are you intending on landing on either runway 17 or 35 at Caulfield?
Rockdale traffic landing on runway 35.
Roger, it looked to me like you flew all the way around the airport. Did you decide not to land on runway 17?
Correct, yeah. We wanted to land on runway 35.
Roger, I am going to be crossing over midfield. I will cross at 2,000 feet to give you plenty of space, and then I'll fall in behind you for left traffic for 35 Caulfield. That was really, really weird. They flew all the way around the airport. So they were basically on a downwind for runway 17, left traffic, because that's what's standard here. And then they flew all the way around. But I do have them in sight, so that is good. Caulfield traffic, Cherokee 7738 November is crossing midfield at 1,900. We'll be entering a teardrop entry left downwind runway 35, full stop, Caulfield. Caulfield traffic, Cherokee 7738 November is entering a left base runway 35, full stop, Caulfield. All right, let's pull some of that power back. Much shorter runway, also much less wide than I am used to, so I'm going to keep that in mind. That's going to trick me into thinking I am too high. Nice easy base, no other traffic to be observed. Runway is clear. Airspeed's 90, all gauges are in the green and still looking good. Final is clear, awesome. Caulfield traffic, Cherokee 7738 November is entering final runway 35, full stop, Caulfield. There we go. Flaps are 0.
I made it. I chatted with some pilots at the airport, and now I'm walking half a mile to get to the Subway restaurant. It's not a Subway, sandwich shop, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I can see it from where I am, so it's not too far, which is nice. Well, all that anticipation and planning, and this happens to be the day she closed at 2 o'clock. But now I'm gonna go back to the airplane, I'm gonna fly home, and then I'm gonna go get myself some food on the way home, because now I'm hungry. Anyway, that's our trip.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. It helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an adventure. And I look forward to seeing you on my next flight. Bye!